Hello and welcome to the South Indian. My name is Sudha Sadanand, and as always I shall bring to you 9 top stories from the south of India. The first story which is coming up on your screens right now. Tamil Nadu doctors call off strike after government assurances, but with some preconditions. Will they be fulfilled? That is the big question. All right, that's the story. Tamil Nadu doctors agree to end strike, but with preconditions. This is kind of spreading like a bushfire. We saw it in Kolkata after the horrific murder and rape of a young doctor at RG Kaur Hospital, and then the way it spread to Chennai. Well, it was day 2 of Doctors Association's protest across Tamil Nadu, who were sitting in protest after oncologist Dr. J. Balaji, doctor of the Kalingir Centenary Super Speciality Hospital, or in short KCSSH in Guindy, was stabbed many times by one Vignesh, son of a patient called Prema. According to eyewitnesses' accounts and also the police investigations, Vignesh allegedly attacked Dr. Balaji as he was not satisfied with the doctor's line of treatment. And as per reports, the doctors have now agreed to call off the strike tomorrow after written assurances from the government. However, there was not one but 2 assaults, ladies and gents. I know that the government has spoken to them, and also the doctors have said that fine, we will start work. But remember this, 2 assaults. First was of course Dr. Balaji, and second on a doctor at the government Stanley Medical College, where a 24-year-old patient suspected to be mentally ill assaulted Dr. P. Hariharan, and who was actually physically assaulted, and he assaulted the psychiatrist and fled the scene. Ever since the stabbing incident occurred involving Dr. Balaji, doctors have demanded severe action against the accused under the Hospital Protection Act (HPA) and raised the banner of increasing police security in hospitals. Health Minister of Tamil Nadu, Ma Subramanian, assured that the triage tag based on the urgency of medical needs of the patients has been already introduced, and that patients' attendants would also be provided with temporary identity cards.
அனைத்து அரசு மருத்துவக் கல்லூரி மருத்துவமனை மற்றும் இதர அரசு மருத்துவமனைகளில் காவல் மற்றும் சுகாதாரத்துறை இணைந்து பாதுகாப்பு குறித்து கூட்டு தணிக்கை நடத்தப்பட வேண்டும் என்று சொல்லப்பட்டிருக்கிறது. மருத்துவமனைகளில் நிறுவப்பட்டுள்ள அனைத்து சிசிடிவி கேமராக்களும் செயல்படுவதை உறுதி செய்ய வேண்டும் என்றும் அதனுடைய காட்சிகள் தொடர்ந்து கண்காணிக்கப்பட வேண்டும் என்றும் அறிவுறுத்தப்பட்டிருக்கிறது. மருத்துவமனைகளுக்கு வருகிற நோயாளர்களுடன் வருகிற பார்வையாளர்களுக்கு அடையாள அட்டைகள் தரும் பணியை செய்வோம் என்கின்ற வகையில் அன்றைக்கு உறுதி மேற்கொள்ளப்பட்டது. அரசோடு இணைந்து அரசு மருத்துவர்களும் அரசு மருத்துவ கட்டமைப்பு சிறப்பாக இருக்க வேண்டும் என்பதில் மாறுபட்ட கருத்துக்குரியவர்களாக யாரும் இல்லை. அவர்களுமே இந்த அரசுடன் இணைந்து மருத்துவ கட்டமைப்பும் சிறப்பாக இருக்க வேண்டும், பொதுமக்களுக்கு அளிக்கிற மருத்துவ சேவையும் எந்த விதத்திலும் பாதித்துவிடக் கூடாது என்பதில் அவர்களுமே மிக சிறப்பான கவனத்தோடு இருக்கிறார்கள்.
He also of course added that a police outpost will be opened at all government hospitals in the state apart from installing CCTV cameras wherever such facilities are lacking. Promises. Although the health minister had said yesterday that doctors have agreed to cancel their protest, doctors continued the strike today and of course are calling it off tomorrow. Tamil Nadu Resident Doctors Association General Secretary Dr. Kirti Varman had said earlier that we demand immediate and decisive legal action under HPA and relevant criminal provisions to hold those responsible accountable. The IMA also sent out a strong response to the incident, and they said only a comprehensive overhaul of the security atmosphere in the hospital can restore the confidence of doctors. You know what, now that the doctors have agreed to end the strike tomorrow based on of course preconditions, will the government assure them safety and at least some dignity in their workplace? I ask that question because Ma Subramanian had announced yesterday that the doctors shall call off their strike, which allegedly the doctors had not agreed to. So what's with the flip-flop? Listen in.
இந்த சம்பவம் நடைபெற்று முடிந்தவுடன் ஒரு சில மருத்துவ சங்கங்களின் சார்பில் வேலை புறக்கணிப்பு போராட்டம் ஒன்றை அறிவித்திருந்தார்கள். உடனடியாக நானும் துறையின் செயலாளர், உயர் காவல் அலுவலர்கள் எல்லாமே சம்பந்தப்பட்ட சங்கங்களின் நிர்வாகிகளை அழைத்து தற்போது 4 மணியிலிருந்து ஏறத்தாழ 2.25 மணி நேரம் அவர்களிடத்தில் பேசி அவர்களும் பல்வேறு வகைகளில் இன்னமும் என்னவெல்லாம் தமிழ்நாட்டின் மருத்துவத்துறையில் அவர்களுக்கு கூடுதல் எதிர்பார்ப்புகள் இருக்கிறதோ போன்ற பல்வேறு விஷயங்களை சொல்லியும் இருக்கிறார்கள். ஏற்கனவே தமிழக அரசு அவர்களுக்கு வெளிப்படைத்தன்மையோடு செய்து கொண்டிருக்கிற விஷயங்களுக்கு நன்றி பாராட்டியும் சொன்னார்கள். இப்படி இந்த மருத்துவ சங்கங்கள் அதிகபட்சமாக கேட்ட இந்த பாதுகாப்பு சம்பந்தமான நடவடிக்கைகள் அவர்களுக்குரிய பாதுகாப்புகள் என்கின்ற வகையில் பல செய்வதற்கு உறுதியளித்திருக்கிறோம். அனைவரும் மகிழ்ச்சியோடு கலந்து செல்லுங்கள்.
Let me now go across to the experts. Dr. A.K. Ravikumar, Chairperson, IMA Hospital Board of India, Chennai, is joining us. And we are also awaiting yet another doctor, Dr. Vignesh Rajendran, who is President of TNRDA. He shall be joining us shortly. Let me now welcome Dr. Ravikumar. Vanakkam, Dr. Ravikumar. Good to see you after a very long time. Dr. Ravikumar, you know, it's very good that the doctors have called off the strike, because we saw in West Bengal that they have not done so. And you know, the patients were suffering. But of course, I am all for doctors. Let me stick my neck out, you know, because if you ill-treat them, then you'll have to face the consequences. Are you satisfied, Dr. Ravikumar, with the conditions that you have placed, and you have some kind of a trust and faith on the government that all those conditions will be fulfilled, doctor?
These type of stories has been going on for many years.
Yeah.
We have been going in for class strikes, and we used to ask for the demands, and they assured that they would give proper things and settle all those demands. And we are, you all know, doctors will be very busy going on to see the patients, and they will be in the routine, and things just like that go off, and another incident comes, and such things go on and off across the country. So what we would say is, whatever demands we put, that is different, and whatever the law and everything which comes, that is different. But my humble request to the entire public and the entire nation is that no doctor is going to kill a patient. No doctor wants to ill-treat a patient. Certain basic things the public should understand, that no two patients will present with the same type of problem for a same disease. That basic thing they should understand.
Yes, sir.
And the treatment, the response to the treatment is not the same with all the patients for the disease. So each and every patient is a different situation, and they present to us, and we do our maximum best how we could save the patient or how we could treat the patient. So in this condition, the incidents which occurred is a stage 4 cancer patient. That is 4th stage of cancer patient, is an advanced cancer patient, and whoever is going to treat that patient, you cannot save that patient. The complications which are ought to occur will occur for such patients.
Right.
These awareness are not
But you know, Dr. Ravikumar, I'm sorry to interject, but yes, requesting is not helping really, because we saw even in Stanley Medical, you know, of course that person allegedly was mentally upset, and I'm not going to sit on judgment. But this is not the first time. It happened in Kerala a couple of months back, where a young doctor intern was stabbed. This man was brought in, he stabbed her. That's it, life gone.
Yes.
This 31-year-old intern in Kolkata, dead. What happens to her life? I mean, if she had been alive, she could have done so much of service. The problem is rate of convictions. What is the Tamil Nadu government going to do? Have they said all that Ma Subramanian said, oh, I'll put CCTV, police post, I'll give a triage tag and also identity cards. Is this enough? Because unless the law is empowered, it's not enough. Doctor, I may have an identity.
Yeah.
How come a man enters a government hospital with a knife, doctor, you tell me?
Yeah, That's what I was about to come to you to tell to you that two things has to be done. One is the government should come forward to create awareness to the public. That is one. Second thing is they should announce the hospital zone as the safe zone. Safe zone is protected zone, like what the airport is like. The airport, can anyone enter into the airport? Just like that. So similar such of situation has to be given to the hospital. That should come as a legislation. That is what we are fighting for, and we are asking for that. Unless that comes, we cannot get any solution for these things.
Okay.
And
all right.
Yeah,
Let me also welcome the other guest, Dr. Vignesh Rajendran, President of TNRDA. Dr. Rajendran, a very warm welcome to you. You know, what kind of assurances have you got from the government, Doctor? So that you are ending the strike tomorrow.
Yeah. So right now we have just got oral assurances from the Chief Minister and the Health Minister that they will revamp the security measures. But these are just hearsay and these are just oral assurances. We are still waiting with bated breath for actual return legislation, because from what we can note is the fact that these incidents keep occurring in each and every part of the country, not just restricted to Tamil Nadu. The shocking incident that occurred in RG Medical College in Calcutta 3 months back shocked the entire nation. And we really thought the central government will put their foot down and create a strong Central Health Protection Act, which we were all screaming for. But the CHPA has still not materialized, and that has snowballed into this, because the attenders are always going to be emotional, and such incidents are always going to be occurring. So it is completely up to the state government and the health minister of each state to ensure our protection, because at the end of the day, we cannot be losing our lives, saving other people's lives. So from our side, what we have requested the government is to ensure that the number of attenders per patient is reduced in every hospital, and every attender before entering the hospital premises has to undergo a proper security check-in, like how it happens in cinema theaters and airports, because our lives are important too. And each and every attender has to carry a security or a visitor's pass and undergo a proper scrutiny and pat down also if they must. And then only should they be allowed to enter the hospital premises. And all these have to be brought into return legislation as soon as possible.
Fine. Because but are you, Doctor, tomorrow ending the strike as you've given the word? Because I heard from Dr. Senthil, who was on the show yesterday, and he said that, ma'am, we are ending it tomorrow. Is that right? Or you're waiting for, like you said, oral assurances have come. Is that enough for you to end the strike tomorrow, Dr. Vignesh?
But unlike the government in West Bengal, the government in Tamil Nadu right now is more receptive to the doctors, and we have decided to trust the government's words as of now. But we have also promised our residents and our fellow colleagues that if these oral assurances do not materialize into actual return legislation within the next week, we will be escalating this further. We have decided to call off the strike temporarily, but we will still continue to hold sit-in dharnas and demonstrations and silent rallies till actual return legislation comes into play. But the strike stands to be called off as of now, because the health minister and the chief minister and the deputy CM, all three have promised us very clearly that they will take this up seriously and they will make this actual return law within the next week. So we are waiting for that.
All right. Dr. Ravi Kumar, I want to ask you that legislation is going to take a long time. It's not like you snap the finger and legislation happens. I mean, this seems like doesn't seem like a war, it seems like a battle.
Already we have a very good Pakka Act that is called the Act 48 of 2008. This Act 48 of 2008, what it says that if a patient makes a noise inside, that is enough to arrest him under non-bailable offence. So anything, even if he just enters into the hospital and makes a noise, and if he prevents the doctor from, or the healthcare professionals from seeing the other patient doing his duty, he can be arrested under non-bailable offence. If this act, which is in existence, can be made stringent, and if it is properly followed, we will succeed it. That itself is not being done. And I am sorry to say that even the higher officials of police officials doesn't know about the Act 48 of 2008 unless we go and represent to them every moment. And even if we represent, they don't book the patients, book the culprits under this act. So what we want is, we want two things. One is Act 48 of 2008 has to be implemented stringently, and it should be made aware to all the police officials and the public to make it aware that such a stringent act is there and they cannot make any noise inside the hospital. So if that can be done and that can be implemented, we can succeed everything.
But the question is, Dr. Ravi Kumar, why was it not done? Dr. Vignesh, this man, the assailant, enters the room when oncologist Dr. Balaji is taking rounds and he is on duty. Apparently, he shuts the door and then stabs him allegedly several times. What was security doing at that time?
You explaining in graphic detail is all the more horrifying, and the picture of a doctor, sitting carefully in his OPD and taking care of his services and being stabbed multiple times, 7 times over his head and neck by his patient's attender is shocking. The question that arises here is why the government and why the nation per se always tilts the argument in favor of the patients over the doctors. Is it because we doctors are always meant to serve people without thinking about our lives? It is principally because of the fact that patients are always going to be sick and the attenders of the patients are always going to be emotional. So because they're emotional, these crimes are always labeled as emotional crimes, and the government and the police officials always come behind us after the crime has occurred and request us, in fact beg us to call off the charges and to clear the police files and not to initiate action against them. Of course, those are all minor incidents. But when somebody is making an attempt on the life of another human being, this has to be treated as category 1 murder. This is just an attempt of murder, and this should not be let off, easily. And we are all angry at the government for letting this off the hook so easily. And we have promised the family of the assaulted doctor that we, on behalf of TNRDA, will make sure that the police officials of Tamil Nadu file a non-cognizable and non-bailable offence against this particular individual, because this individual who stabbed Mr. Balaji was completely in his senses. He had no psychiatric issues. He was emotionally charged, yes, but otherwise all his psychiatric senses were completely intact. And if you see the video where he is walking, carelessly into the corridor after stabbing the doctor, it, literally sends shivers and chills down our spine. This can happen to anyone, which makes it all the more important to make sure that he is put behind bars. And as Mr. Ravi Kumar rightly pointed out, we have to enforce the act very, very clearly on this man. So I wonder
after all this is over, will the act be, or things will spiral back to what it was? I'm sorry to be sounding cynical, but since the time of COVID, I have done multiple stories about assault on doctors. You're right. Why are doctors being assaulted? Dr. Ravi Kumar, some doctors said it's because government hospitals has a rush, like 6 lakh patients per day, several of them entering. These are people who are very poor. They are not empowered like us, who can read, write, argue, talk. These are emotional people, and therefore these things happen. My whole point is, you can't possibly control people who come visiting the hospital. Only thing is you can strengthen the security measures. I don't think there are any doctor. I can actually enter, yesterday I was thinking, enter one hospital, government AIMS in Delhi, with a penknife in my bag.
So the security has to be strengthened up, and for which we have been, and the force which is lacking. We don't have enough force, and today also we had an interview, and during the interview, one of the government medical colleges, instead of having 136 security staff, which are actually they have to have it, they have only 36 security staff. So how we can do that? That is one thing. Another thing is overburden. Do you think that a doctor can see 100, 150 patients a day? That is highly ridiculous. It is not possible at all. Humanly, it is not possible. Any human, any labor, you are supposed to work only 8 hours a day. We are made to work near 14 hours, 18 hours a day. And not only that, the resident doctors, duty doctors are made to work for 48 hours together. Is it humanly possible? So such things, naturally you become tired.
Yes, of course, anyone will be tired with absolutely no other perks of women also not having separate toilets like in Kolkata. They are agitating, not enough security. On top of that, you get slapped. Fantastic on this debate. Let me now go to the second aspect of this debate, which is political. But before that, I'll take a break and then I will see you on the other side. But the topic is still about safety to doctors in Tamil Nadu.
The next Indian icons, beating everyone on the globe. B6E and XEV9E. Mahindra's electric origin SUVs. Catch them at Unlimit India.
यही मौका है बिजनेस को बढ़ाने का, पर पैसा।
अपनी सुपर पावर यूज करने का टाइम आ गया है।
आप टेंशन मत लीजिए, IIFL फाइनेंस से झटपट गोल्ड लोन लीजिए और बिजनेस आगे बढ़ाइए।
आपके जैसे सुपर हीरोज ऐसी छोटी मोटी प्रॉब्लम से थोड़ी ना रुकते हैं, इसीलिए लाइफ जब भी आगे बढ़ने का मौका दे तो अपनी सुपर पावर, अपना गोल्ड यूज करिए और IIFL फाइनेंस से गोल्ड लोन लीजिए।
IIFL फाइनेंस करता है सीधी बात।
How do you fulfill that promise? Because ultimately expectations have to be met. If you look at the political landscape, is it really changing for women? And what is the inability of the forces that dead bodies surface but not the living people?
All right, that's the first story that we are focusing on. Tamil Nadu doctors agreed to end strike, but with preconditions. Let's not turn to the other aspect of this story, and that is purely political. And it has unfolded in the aftermath of a knife attack on Dr. J. Balaji. Since the public and minutely orchestrated public hacking of BSP leader Armstrong and also several others later happened, the Tamil Nadu government has come under a scanner for deteriorating law and order situation in the state. Now, taking to platform X, K. Annamalai, president of Tamil Nadu BJP, said the DMK government has not yet taken any action despite several incidents of doctors, nurses and hospital staff being attacked. The chief minister every time stops short of saying the government will take action but does nothing, and that has consistently put the safety of the public at stake. Now, despite Muka Stalin's assurances, not only the opposition but also the doctors' fraternity have shown their anger by striking work, by seizing work. Of course, they are going back tomorrow. But then also the patients, some of them are now saying that because of this confusion, we are the ones who are suffering. It's because of the government which hasn't really promised them security measures, that is the medical fraternity. Why is it that we have to wait our turn? Let's debate. Joining me is S. Muralidharan, political analyst. S. Venkatnarayan, senior journalist, is also joining us. And we shall also be joined by Sarvanan Annadure, who is spokesperson for the Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam. But first up, Muralidharan. Muralidharan, thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast. What happened at the Kalaignar Centenary Hospital actually sent shivers down the spine of many people. You know, Tamil Nadu is one state which has very good medical facilities. A lot of people travel. There is medical tourism as it was. But what happened yesterday is just blatant lawlessness. The person who stabbed the doctor obviously was under perhaps the preconceived notion that it's so easy to do it, right? I will enter with a bunch of people, rowdies, and I will stab the doctor. What's the big deal about it? No fear.
Yes, I think first of all, we should condemn any such attack. So it's absolutely inhuman and it's not right. And because medical fraternity is one thing which is like, we can't live without. We actually, when we go to them, we treat them as God and we want them to save lives, etc. So condemn the attack is definitely what we do. But beyond that, there are certain things which we need to look at. For example, we know the kind of crowd which comes to government hospitals. It's massive. It is the apathy of the state governments or any state government. We can't blame just DMK alone here. I think universally, the state governments do not, really concentrate on these hospitals or ensure they are adequately staffed and there is law and order, etc. Because none of the politicians use these public hospitals. It is only the poor who go there. Because most of the time, you take whether it's Jayalalitha or Karunanidhi, either they are in Kaveri or they are in Apollo. They don't go to their own hospital which are named after them. So that is what this is also Kalanjar Centenary Hospital.
Yes.
And but never has any kind of quality with the private hospital.
Yeah.
So having said that, now we also have to understand all these doctors who normally work in government hospitals also have private clinics. Now that is against the law, but they do it because the money is green. In fact, this doctor, he also works at Kaveri Hospital.
Right.
Now that's what we need to understand. Now, the complaint from the mother, the accused, whoever stabbed him, his mother is that this doctor was always disrespectful and he did not talk to them politely. He's always aggressive, and that's how he goes about. So I find this is very practical, Sudha, for a simple reason, because these doctors are overworked. They work here, they work here in the government.
Yeah, Murali, I totally agree with you, whatever you're saying, because it's the same situation in Delhi as well. But still, it doesn't give anyone any reason to either slap someone or to stab someone. And I think it is deteriorating law and order. They do it with brazenness, with impunity. Venkat Narayan sir, for the past 6 months or so, and we've discussed this many times, Tamil Nadu seems to be falling into a rabbit hole of complete lawlessness. We saw how in broad daylight, much like cinema, we saw Armstrong being hacked. There was very careful orchestration of this. Later, many others were hacked on the street. It's now become very, I'm sorry to use that word, fashionable to come and say, I will hack you on the streets. We see it in films, but it's happening in real life. And then this also, the 25-year-old the man accused, alleged accused, enters with a knife and then stabs him 7 times. He must have done it. Yes, anger is one thing. No one behaves like this. It is, absolutely that there is no one watching me, so I can get away with whatever, with murder, as they say.
It's absolutely shocking, Sudha. But the fact remains that, the government of Tamil Nadu has not, given jobs to 5,000 doctors. The sanctioned number is 18,000 doctors in Tamil Nadu, but 5,000 doctors have not been appointed so far. On an average, a doctor in Chennai sees 200 patients every day in a government hospital. At the most, ideally, you should be seeing not more than 30 patients. And in a country of 145 crores of people, we have only 10 lakh doctors and 20 lakh nurses. That is not good enough. The World Health Organization has recommended that there should be 1 doctor and 3 nurses per 1,000 people. But what is the state in our country? There are only 1.7 doctors per 1 doctor for 1,700 people and 1.7 nurses for 1,000 people. This is a very pathetic state of affairs. The bottom line is Indian hospitals, particularly government hospitals, are overcrowded and understaffed. Unless we do something about that, this wretched problem will continue.
But then this problem, this story is also about a complete lack of law and order. You know, it's like there is no fear of God. There is no fear of law. Imagine me getting out of my car and, you know, slapping one traffic policeman. How can you do that? Advocate Saravanan Annadurai, spokesperson for the DMK, is also joining us, but on the phone line. Saravanan, thank you for joining on the broadcast. Saravanan, amongst other things, which is a very sad case of Dr. Balaji being stabbed and of course who's now recovering, and I hope, you know, the speedy recovery to him. The law and order situation in Tamil Nadu needs a kind of a relook. Is what it's not just the opposition. I'm not talking on behalf. I'm talking on behalf of general people. They feel with Udayanidhi Stalin, who's young blood, who's the deputy chief minister, your party and your government both need to really look at why the law and order situation where public hacking, public stabbing, public slapping, public abusing has gone up.
Yeah. See, if you're going to link this incident with the law and order situation, I think then I would say that you are wrong. Because law and order is entirely different. This is something, this is a personal incident. A person who is not happy or unhappy, rightly or wrongly, he felt so and he went inside the doctor's cabin where the treatment was given and he stabbed it. So which kind of law and order situation can prevent this kind of incident?
Really, with a knife? Saravanan, with a knife?
Yeah.
Entering a hospital with a knife? Can I enter?
No. That's what, no hospitals just have metal detectors to frisk everybody entering.
What about police posts? Now Masubramanian has said police post. Where was the police?
Police were there. Every hospital, every government hospital has a police station in the state of Tamil Nadu. In the city, all the big hospitals, they have this thing. So let us not confuse law and order with all these things here. It's not the right thing. See, this is a one-off incident where we are looking at it.
Lovely, Saravanan, but even Stanley Medical College, you saw one man, of course, I really don't want to sit on judgment. Apparently, he's mentally ill and I think he needs treatment. But, you know, he also goes and slaps a doctor. I mean, you know, Muralidharan, let me come to you. Listen, I am only talking about the fear of God. I gave you an example. You know, when you slap, abuse, road rage cases which happen all over India with luxury cars, they happen because they know what is there. I will hit someone, then my father will pay a huge bribe, I will get away, then maybe I'll put the blame on the driver. I am bringing up law and order because when there are poor people who are coming to government hospitals, we need to be doubly care. We don't need boutique hospitals in this country only. These government hospitals do great service. That is what this country is based on, Muralidharan. And when you say the police was there, then what was the police doing? Apparently this man, you know, bolted the door is what Dr. Senthil told me yesterday and stabs you. There are eyewitnesses, ward boys, other patients who shouted, you know, and said what is going on, and then they were the ones who took the doctor and said that, you know, to the ICU. So don't you think that otherwise why should Masubramanian said, oh, we'll put CCTV, we will put this, that and the other, Muralidharan. There is a lack of law and order, right? There is a casual, casualness.
I wanted to come to that little later because the law and order is a complete mess. I don't know, just 2 days back there was a Supreme Court order. Now what had happened, a small poor laborer's kid was continuously raped by a gunda. The cops in Annanagar police station refused to take the case. Then when the baby was taken to, it's a small girl, she was taken to the hospital. The doctor said that she's so badly injured and you guys have not filed a complaint yet. Then after that, the complaint was filed, but nothing was happening. The High Court decided that there should be a CBI inquiry because of the huge cover-up which was happening. Now, the cops from Tamil Nadu, the police force, they went on appeal against this order that the High Court judges have ordered for a CBI inquiry. And again, the Supreme Court pulled them up, saying that, this cannot be accepted at any cost. And they have asked the state to bear all the expenses for the mother to appeal this case in the Supreme Court. And this is what is happening in Tamil Nadu. The Tamil Nadu has become not only a police state. This Tamil Nadu state is currently being run by IAS and IFS officers. It is not being run by Stalin or his son. That is a pathetic state, and many journalists have voiced about it. But unfortunately, the government is not paying any heed.
Saravanan, one of the best ways of relook, because you are a people's government, Saravanan, is to see that we'll take a look at it. Complete denial, really doesn't work. I think Saravanan has left this conversation, and predictably so. Venkat Narayan sir, I want to ask you like what Muralidharan said. I'll give you the last question, sir. Don't you think that they need to relook at it? By denying it doesn't help, sir. I mean, I can make a list right now, and these are not NCRB data, because they will say, oh, NCRB data is all wrong and they only take some cases, this, that and the other. Every day you hear heinous crimes being committed in Chennai. It's become, like I said, fashionable to be so brazen.
I think it's very unfortunate. The fact remains that the Chief Minister, Stalin himself, is in charge of Security Home Department and all that, and it's surprising and shocking that there is so much laxity and people can do anything and get away with it, and the remedial measures are not good enough. The fear of law must be there, and if necessary, metal detectors should be installed, there should be CCTV, and events like this should be stopped and dealt with immediately, so that or if necessary, people, whether the fellow is mentally imbalanced or mad or whatever, they need to be punished, so that the fear of law will prevent the occurrence of such incidents in future, Sudha. But it's a very sad commentary on the state of affairs in Tamil Nadu, I am afraid, and it's a reflection on Mr. Stalin's poor leadership as far as the security of people and doctors and nurses is concerned in that state.
Note, I've completely run out of time. Thank you so much, S. Muralidharan and Venkat Narayan sir, for joining us on this debate. Thank you indeed. And the next story which is coming up, Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah accuses BJP of offering 50 crores as bribe to Congress MLAs in a bid to topple his government. That's coming up as the next story. Why is the state not looking at putting an embargo on that?
As a Telangana person, I will not accept.
How do ordinary folks deal with this? Alright, that's the story. Siddaramaiah accuses BJP of offering 50 crores as bribe to MLAs. The past couple of months in Karnataka has been full of political turmoil. The latest in the list comes from none other than Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, who has alleged that the opposition BJP has offered 50 crores each to the 50 Congress MLAs to oust his government. He further added that as one of the Congress MLAs, none of the Congress MLAs, I beg your pardon, took up the offer, the BJP had resorted to filing false cases against him. He said, and I quote him, to overthrow the Siddaramaiah government somehow they, meaning the BJP, offered 50 crores to 50 MLAs. Where did they get so much money from? Did former Chief Minister B.S. Yadurappa, Baswaraj Bommai, leader of opposition R. Ashoka, BJP State President B.Y. Vijendra print the money? They have made crores of rupees. Meanwhile, Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka D.K. Shivakumar neither denied nor affirmed Siddaramaiah's allegation. Listen in.
Said that he is going to remove the government, and Mr. Devegowda has said that he is not sleep till he removes this government. So, a lot of information are coming from the BJP side also to us, and they have spoken to some of our MLAs. I will discuss with CM and we'll come back to you on this.
So the question is, are of efforts on to topple Siddaramaiah's government? And if true, then apart from making allegations, what is Siddaramaiah doing to stall it? Let's debate. Nizam Faujdar, General Secretary and spokesperson for the KPCC, is here with us, and so is Anand Gurumurthy, spokesperson for the BJP in Karnataka. Welcome both of you. Anand, I want to ask you, what is this? A beginning of Operation Kamala, also known as Operation Lotus? I mean, you are infamous for it.
Basically, you people have very, very wonderful terms for us, but frankly speaking, this is just a hit and run case of Mr. Siddaramaiah. He's been doing, his entire political career has been like this. So people have understood this, and this time, during the elections in 2023, they did a lot of operation like this, Congress people. They told a lot of lies and made people believe that something is happening, and they did this of 40% Satara, everything. And people were like very, very astonished that BJP was doing like this or something like that, because it was new and it was sudden, and people, could not grasp that. And even our Chief Minister then, Mr. Bommai, when he was told about it, hey, who will believe that Siddaramaiah and D.K. Shivakumar? You think people will believe that BJP will ever do this? So this was the kind of belief system that was there in the BJP cadre. And suddenly with this, they threw a cat among the pigeons, and finally you saw that they won more number of seats and all this happened. But now
they're just smart, Anand.
To know the lies.
Anand,
no, 1 minute.
Election.
1 minute.
Yeah.
I'll just complete this. But now people have seen what has happened, especially during the Muda case, which was broadcasted everywhere. Everybody has learned what Siddaramaiah and the Congress cadre do, how they are looting the public money using their power and resources. And now he is again trying to throw a cat among the pigeons. But now people have completely come out of that.
But now you finished your 1 minute, Anand Gurumurthy. You have finished. I am saying that you said that this is what happened, and then people went and voted for them. They won the elections. It's called electoral smartness, which the BJP has mastered over the years. So, if the Congress masters it, good for them. This is a vibrant democracy. Nizam Faujdar, you heard what D.K. Shivakumar said. He said he will make inquiries. But the point is that I will not adhere to what Anand Gurumurthy says, that it's a hit and run. This is, and please answer the question, Nizam Faujdar, that how come a chief minister is saying this? Do you have proof of this? The 50 MLAs who were, offered 50 crore rupees, where is this coming from? When did this happen, Nizam Faujdar?
Sudha, the habitual offenders are casually speaking today. When Gurumurthy says that it's the habitual, it's a habit of Congress, I think they need to apne giraban mein jankar dekhna chahiye. That these people have toppled every possible government in the country. And they again say we are the most innocent people. We don't know. We don't have money. We are miles away from any money that can come our way. What did they do to Kumaraswamy and the Congress's government? What did they do? How did the money come from? Who were the masterminds? Vijendra, the CM, ex-CM Yediyurappa, you saw X number of the audio clips coming out and got exposed. And again, blatantly and with absolute no remorse, they said it is the political smartness. And today here, Gurumurthy sits here and says we don't know. This Congress has become very smart. We have become the victims of
coming.
their
No.
propaganda.
All right. I heard you, but where do you have proof? Does your chief minister have proof of this bribery, of this buying out? Where is this coming from? He spoke in Mysuru. There must be something. Do you think this will be, at least tell us if this will be kind of, the sheet will be pulled off in 2 days, in a week's time, or this is just conjecture? Is it just that speculation that, these MLAs were offered money?
No, it's a fact. The last 1 year, these people have been trying very hard to to attract a lot of MLAs from various parts of the state. They have their efforts have been enduring, and they have relentlessly tried attacking the government. Now
Should I say that the Congress party attracted Mr. Yogeshwar? Come on. People are, jumping
Yogeshwar's,
parties.
It was Yogeshwar's choice to come into our party.
Then it's a choice. When others do it, I mean, I don't. Anand Gurumurthy, I want to ask you, this is an accusation. Nizam Fauzdar. Yeah, go on.
If Mr. Yogeshwar was given a ticket from the alliance of NDA, I don't think so Yogeshwar would have come into the Congress party.
All right, okay.
Tonight, the Kumaraswamy wanted his son to contest from there. So Yogeshwar saw it as an opportunity to come back to his original party.
Okay. I take it very seriously. For the past 3 debates, whether it is you or whether it is Satya, I've always said I have to take it seriously, Satya Prakash. This is the chief minister talking. It's not some MLA. It's not somebody who wants to talk about it to just gain attention. So therefore, one has taken it very seriously. Anand Gurumurthy, this is a very serious charge indeed. I know that defection and horse trading, which is so unique to Indian politics, and Karnataka has mastered it, not just you. Mr. D.K. Shivakumar, master of, resort politics. We know where this is all coming from or going. But I am asking you something, that this is a very serious charge. Is there any kind of truth to it at all?
Okay. I'll ask you one thing. One of the first cases that came on TV was JMM bribery case. Okay, the person came with a stack of bundle and showed it in the parliament. What is this chief minister sitting in a big position doing? Let him come out with the names. Let him come out with where the money is stored. He's telling 50 crores. The amount of space 50 crores takes, we don't even know. Okay, and these people are talking about such big. Maybe it will take half the room. And if he's talking about 50 MLAs, then 15 to 50, 2,500 crores. How can you keep so much of money? Okay, and how can you move so much of money? This is all, just a hit and run case, as I said in the beginning. And if he's serious about it, okay, and if he's serious about law and order, as the chief minister of a state, he should be serious about law and order. Then let him go ahead and get it on paper. Let a police case be registered. Let all those MLAs who got
involved that's the way to go.
All those BJP agents whom he's claiming,
that's the way to go.
Let them also be booked. Why he's not doing that? He's not doing that because he is a liar, and that is proven in his Uda case also.
Nizam Fauzdar, I also agree that if someone does some wrong to me, I shall go to the law. I shall say this is what has been done to me. By just this conjecture and kind of giving a teaser like Siddaramaiah ji has done, it serves no purpose. A lot of his detractors are saying this is just to deflect attention from the kind of mess that he's found himself in. Nizam Fauzdar.
Sudha, when a prime minister stands on the stage in an election rally and says that 700 crores were funded by the various Congress party states, where did he get the data from? Where is the proof that he has got that he can stand in front of the nation and throw allegations? It is the immaturity of the BJP spokesperson that they come and say anything. That, we are lying, we are the most innocent people, we are victims. You people have eaten away 3 lakh crores of the state. Do you even know, Mr. Gurumurthy? 3 lakh crores of the state exchequer that you people have siphoned off. You want the proof? The exchequer doesn't have money today because
you answer one question that Sudha is asking, and then we'll say that these 20 minutes were useful.
No, let's become serious about what you're speaking.
No, you're telling that the prime minister. You're telling that the prime minister.
Where is the proof?
there is a Muda case going on. What is your answer about that? And what about the allegation today? Tell one name and go out of this news, Mr. Nizam. Please tell one name who offered 50 crores. Was offered 50 crores.
Topple the Maharashtra
Your CM is talking about 50 MLAs. Tell one name and go out of this news. Then I will agree that we have a very mature and very intelligent person coming from Congress. You should understand.
All right, okay.
Okay. This is just an allegation, and you do not have the moral responsibility. And you do not want to correct the country. You just want to throw allegations.
700 crores get transferred from Modi's house. You have to tell us how did that money come from?
No.
How did he say that 700 crores were funded by the Congress
the fact that people are being misled.
You should be ashamed with what you're saying.
Governance.
All right, gentlemen, I know that I know these loud slanging matches are very in, but look at me. Do I even look like that anchor? I don't. Even if I wear glasses, I don't look like that anchor, and I'm a woman to top it all. Let's speak softly, and I think we can solve, or rather listen to each other. But as of now, completely run out of time. Thank you, Nizam. Thank you, Anand, for joining me on this debate, and we shall bring this up again tomorrow. Let's see where this story goes. Coming up next, Kashmiri shopkeepers in Kerala heckle Israeli tourists. That's coming up. That's the story in Kerala. Kashmiri shopkeepers heckle an Israeli tourist. My God. An Israeli tourist visiting Idiki in Kerala was heckled by two Kashmiri shopkeepers. The incident occurred when the Israeli tourist entered a shop which was owned by Kashmiris with the intention of making a purchase, but was asked to leave in a very rude fashion and a very unwelcoming manner as the shop owners realized that he was Israeli. The video of the incident has now emerged online and gone viral. Take a look.
No. So why you are saying like that? Why you are saying? This is not Kashmiri state. Why you behave this way? Why you behave this way? Why you Sidda? Why? I'm saying why? I'm asking because you think we are best No. I'm not saying about that. So what do you think? Nothing. I said he said something also since all.
I respect Muslims, Christian,
They're all the human.
Now, the situation was resolved after shopkeepers nearby intervened and asked the Kashmiri shopkeepers to apologize to the tourist. The matter was further resolved with no police complaint, which was filed after the Kashmiri shopkeepers did issue an apology to the Israeli visitor, and all was well. And as promised, I leave you with some of the other top headlines from the south of India. Thank you so much for watching.